Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all well. Um, Today we're doing the 2018 Roundup Challenge, but before I start, I just want to say sorry I haven't uploaded any videos lately. I've been not very well. I've had a major chest infection which landed me in hospital, but they let me out the same day because I had home help and district nurses coming in. I've just been on some really strong antibiotics, which I got treated at home. It's been about a month. I've been bedridden for a couple of for most of that. So anyway, but I've managed to watch some videos, but I'm still a little bit behind. But I am getting to them. So hopefully, touch wood, if I don't do any more videos before Christmas, I will be uploading again in the new year. Some major changes in the garden. We've moved the greenhouse. I've got a surprise for everybody. I had a little friend come from a company dropping off some well, when I say I'll leave it to the video, but my garden will be totally transformed with these 4 items I've bought. One of them is actually up already, and Adam will put the other 3 up and fill them up the same way as this guy did it for me. So without further ado, I was nominated by, first of all, I was nominated by Steve from Digwell Green Fingers. So if you want to go to his channel, I will put a link down below in the description box. And I was nominated by Clarice French Gardening, the same channel, same. I've probably been nominated again with a couple of others, but I can't actually remember, or if I've not watched them, I am going to be watching them. So, but anyway, without further ado, question 1: what is your best crop of 2018? Well, I had a pretty disastrous year in the garden due to the weather and my disabilities, but I had some very good crops. One of all was the tomatoes, which was far outweighs the running of any crop I've ever produced in the past. But that wasn't my best crop. What I think was my best crop was parsnips. For 3 years now, I've been trying to grow parsnips with a little success, but not quite. But this year's parsnips, I have got a clip of them. Adam pulled some out in one of the videos, but they was the small ones. The ones we've pulled out when we had to move the raised bed, they was all I can say was I could have put them in a show. Just I've got to say, I was so happy that about these parsnips, and they was absolutely gorgeous. We've had them, we've cooked them, we've ate them. I've got a few left in the freezer, but that was my best one. So my parsnips was my best crop. What was your worst crop of 2018? Well, without a doubt, was my potatoes. They started well. I grew about 18 different varieties, and I've grown them all in buckets. But that was my mistake. I should have realised that I wasn't able to get out, and the people who was helping me wasn't always around due to work and family issues. So they didn't really get watered enough, and what little crops I got from the potatoes, half of it was unusable, and the other half. Don't get me wrong, I got a good feed from each and every variety, and I've tested each and every variety, and I've picked 2, maybe 3, which I'll be growing this year. But my best variety was Charlotte is my best variety. I'm going to be growing, and I'm going to try a one which I didn't actually try last year, in Cara. So this year I'll be growing potatoes. It's Charlotte and Cara, but my worst crop was my potatoes. Question 3: what would you do different, or lessons learned? Well, what will I do different? I'm not going for quantity this year. I'm going for quality over quantity. I was trying to grow too much of too many different things, and none of it. Most of my stuff failed. What did grew well, but most of the stuff I had to pull out. Beetroot, I didn't get any this year. I didn't get me celery, turnips, anything like that. Squashes, pumpkins. My cucumbers failed. I planted out too early. So anyway, melons failed. The slugs got to them. So what I've learned is quality is always better than quantity. So I'm going for a small amount of veg which I'll eat or preserve, and going for quality rather than quantity. So what was your biggest challenge? Well, my biggest challenge, I've got 2, and that was the weather and myself. The biggest challenge about the weather, it was just too hot to do anything. We're very sheltered here, and that's lucky sometimes, but a negative on the 5 miles up the road. They could have torrential downpours and storms. Either way, towards Worcester or towards Bromsgrove, Catsall, Birmingham, that way, they can have snow and we can have sunshine. They could have light sunshine, we can have light showers, vice versa. With so the difficulties is the weather. I couldn't get out to water, and that's why the biggest challenge was the weather. Second biggest challenge was myself, and that was due to my health, my mind, and my body. Basically, I've got but next year I am. I've bought these raised beds, and once they're set up, I think they're going to be helping me a hell of a lot. So the biggest challenge for this year was the weather and me. What are you planned for 2019? Wow, this is it's easy. We've the plans for 2019 is onwards is to extend my fruit forest, and bushes, trees to out the front. I am taking over, no matter what anybody says, the front and the extra bit of land which is at the front. even if they're in buckets and containers. I can easily move them off if anybody's got a problem with it, but I'm sure whatever I put out there will only enhance the area. So I am going to, but I've got more trees. I've got to plant this little box behind, you'll see there. So if I just move my finger, that box there has got 4 more fruit trees in, another fig, a plum, a pear and an apple, which makes 3 fig trees, about 4 different apple trees, 4 different pear trees I've got, and many more. I'm going to grow more rhubarb, more fruit in general. We've moved the greenhouse, which is going to be more productive for me. It's right next to the house now, so I can just step out the house into the greenhouse, and I'm going to set it up in such a way I can just sit in there and potter about for most of the day. So hopefully in 2019 I'll be more active in the garden. So yeah, that's what my plans are. We've moved the pond, as you know. So all down the one side will be my shed, then my pond, and then in front of my pond is my greenhouse, and then from the kitchen window I'm going to have a 2 metre by 1 metre raised bed, of which is, and then 3 of the 2 metre by 1 metre raised beds where the pond used to be, and then on the patio where the greenhouse used to be are going to be my potato tower, compost bins, and some buckets of green beans and stuff like that on there as well. Next door's garden is going to be the polytunnel, the herb bed, which is going to be under her kitchen window, and then from there is going to be where the fruit forest starts. All my trees are there anyway. Everything's set up from last year. We just got to tidy it up and lay some bark around everywhere to mulch. So yes. So yeah. So that's my plans. Like, who inspired me in 2018? Well, there's quite a few people, YouTubers, who inspired me in 2018. So I'm only going to name a few, but I've watched. I must admit I am subscribed to hundreds, maybe 500-600 people, and I watch everybody's video, all the videos, all the way through. And most of them I try and comment. There are some I don't comment on, solely because they are not the ones what are interesting to me. But I still, even though they're not interesting to me, I still watch them because they've taken the time to produce the videos. So I like to watch every single video from start to finish, and their adverts, I watch them solely because if they've taken the time to produce a video, no matter what content it is, 9 times out of 10 that I'm interested anyway, even if it's not gardening. It may be, but people who've inspired. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject. People who've inspired me. First of all, in no particular order, I've got to say is Vivi. I've watched her since watching the Holt channel, over 3 years now. The Holt channel was Sean's channel before it was Sean's channel. Well, he made up the Holt channel. There was many people involved at the beginning. There was Sean, there was Vivi and Jeff, there was, and then there was even more. I can't actually remember the names, but there was a few other people, and it was like a group which did videos together. So, but Vivian, Jeff is no longer doing them, but I watched Vivian, Jeff, and Sean. But Vivi, I watch her every video she does, and she inspires me because she had to retire from her job through medical things, same as me. I had to retire from my job early because of medical issue, but she is up and down like me with her moods and her different things, and but she keeps going no matter what. She keeps going. On her plot, she does her sewing, she does cooking, she makes all her toiletries and salves and tea and everything. She just keeps going, even though she has problems. She just keeps going, and that's why she's inspired me. I would want to say Brian from Allotment Life has inspired me even more this year than ever, because that man had to overcome one of the biggest things I think you can ever thing, and he is getting out there every day and converting his allotment into something he can work with, and he's doing it with a smile. He's doing it with like there's nothing changed, and there isn't nothing changed. It's just something. He's lost something, and he is waiting for a new prosthetic leg, but that's not stopping him. He is a true gentleman in my eyes, and I am inspired by his enthusiasm, his get up and go, and his just overall he is showing that there's people out there no matter what. If you're and I think the gardening is helping him as well. So with people with difficulties with mobility, with mind, like body and soul, gardening just helps. So he's inspired me a lot. Anybody, Ronald from car park gardening, he is just, he is the epitome of you can grow anything, anywhere. He grows on a car park, tarmac, gravel. He's built raised beds. He's got a shed, a greenhouse. A greenhouse and like a little poly greenhouse. He grows in anything. He grows in bottles, containers, raised beds. What you name it, he grows in it, and it just epitomises that. People who say, "Oh well, I live, I ain't got a garden." With our gardens, tarmac, and all we got is gravel. We live on we've got a big deck area, but that's it. That's all we can do in our garden. And you can grow anywhere, and he does. So he's inspired me as well. Who else has inspired me? Terry from Robotic Gardener. What he does with all his recycling, because I'm into recycling as well. I don't like chucking anything away, which down to a fault really. I try. But he recycles anything. He can make anything out of a pallet, a bucket. Them strawberry towers with the wormery coming through them. It's just, next year I want to see how that works out. His experiments. You know, he experiments so we don't have to. He thinks of every experiment you can do in gardening, and he does it. Yeah, so we don't have to. We can see his successes and his failures, and he shows them all. Yeah, so so basically we can then watch his videos and go, oh, we'll try that, but we'll do it. We'll wait until see how it comes out with Terry, and we get the success. He gets the successes and failures. You know, he is the Uncle Bulgaria of gardening. He ferrets out other people's rubbish, other people, you know, people chuck stuff away, and he, you know, a case in point, he drives along the thing, and people have dumped a load of compost in containers just with a rootstock on. We all know what it is. It's a little bit of herbal X thing, but you know, the compost is fine, and he picks it all up, gets and clears that. So you know, pallets, poles, anything like that. He is, and that's not a, that's, you know, that's you know, I honoured to know him. You know, the Uncle Bulgaria of gardening. That's not a thing. That is you know, I think it's just brilliant. You know what I mean? He can. It's just like I say, it's look how many leaves he can collect. Here, I'm in the middle of, you know, we've got no big trees. You know, I'm in the middle of concrete city. You know, I live in a bungalow where I'm surrounded by houses. There's no way, I can't get out anyway to even, you know, but I've got some open land, you know, about 10 minutes that way, but I can't get to it anyway. So, but you know, he's got 15-ton bags of leaves ready to go into his leaf mould bin. He's already got 8 ton in there. You see what I mean? I'm just in awe. I'm going to choose one more, but there's hundreds of you out there, absolutely hundreds of, you know, people who have inspired me. You know, these are just a name, but a few. Everybody, every one of my people I subscribe to, inspire me, because every video I watch, which, you know, has I take bits from, even if, like, I watch a lot of homesteading channels as well from America. The American guys, you know, they think, oh well, you know, we can't learn anything from them. It's totally different area, that totally different growing thing. But no, I watch. There's people over there, and if I had to choose one person from an American channels, it's got to be, and this is CB's Greenhouse and Garden. This guy and his wife, CB and Renee, and Tabitha, their gardening cat. Them guys have made themselves a paradise. There, he's got an outdoor garden. He grows tons of tomatoes, chilies. His wife cooks it all up, and she makes jams, chutneys, and cans everything up. You know, and she grows a lot of stuff as well. And again, it just shows you what you can do with a bit of knowledge. He grows in straw bale growing as well. So he puts straw bales in, and then fertilizes the straw bales and letting them decompose, and then grows in that. And the crops he gets out, it's unbelievable. Plus he does his hydroponics, polytunnels. He grows stuff in hydroponics. In the winter he grows brassicas in there, and in the summer he grows tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that in there. So yeah, you know, these people have inspired me, but everybody inspires me. So now I've got to nominate 3 other channels to do this Roundup challenge of 2018, which is hard because I'm normally the last people to get things done. So if I had to choose, I'm going to choose. Oh, I really should have thought about this. Okay, I'm hoping Amanda, we haven't seen you for a while. I'm hoping you still watch people, but Amanda from Amanda's Allotment, please, if you get this, I'm nominating you to do a roundup from 2018. So I'll put it out there. That's Amanda from Amanda's Allotment. My second nomination is to I think he might have done it. I was going to nominate Sam. So put a new channel from Sam's Allotment. No, I think he's done it. It's hard actually because I'm going to have to choose again. I'm going to choose CB, Greenhouse and Garden. I'll choose you to do a roundup of 2018. I will leave the questions in my description so you can record them and you can do a roundup challenge. So that's CB from Greenhouse and Garden, and I will have to choose another someone from Canada, and that is JT Bear. He is, if you don't know JT Bear, I'll just do a small thing. His channel, he grows an indoor garden, he grows an outdoor garden, he raises chickens, he does cooking shows on a different, he's got many channels. So here's to you. I want you to do the 2018 Roundup Challenge for the gardening. So there's my 3 nominations, and that is Amanda from Amanda's Allotment, CB from CB's Greenhouse and Garden, and JT Bear. I've picked those because I'm sure everybody else has done it. If you haven't, I'm leaving a 4th one, and that's an open challenge to any of the new channels. Please comment here so I can on this video, so I can, if I am not subscribed to you, I can subscribe to you and watch your videos. I like watching the videos. I don't do nothing else throughout the day. I'm virtually housebound, so all I do is watch YouTube videos in the day. So please, the 4th nomination is to any new up and coming gardening channels to do the roundup. Even if you've been going 1, 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 videos, 1 video, comment on this. Do the challenge, but comment on this so I can find you. Anyway, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I don't see it before. And may 2019 be one hell of a year for every gardener, every homesteader, anything to do with gardening and raising a family or anything like that. So without further ado, because here at 50 Shades of Green, we like growing our community as well as our veg. Bye bye for now.